Thank you very much for joining us. This is Serious Matters on ONIF TV. My name is Olukunle Abraham, and of course, just coming in, still one side in a war, and back to the studio to do also what we know how to do best, bringing you the best of the news and the most of all updates. We are the best. And there is no doubt about that. Please don't hesitate to share our videos with others, and also drop your comment, make them simple and also civil. We'll appreciate you. Well, still in a very, very sad mood with them in a war, and then hoping that people who were wounded in the Sunday massacre will get well quickly. But then quite a number of things are already going on too. The APC primaries is on the way. We already have delegates who have already began accreditation since about 10 a.m. Today. But let's look at this. The four contestants that I scrolled their credentials, just before I came on here, but then I will still show them to you even as I talk about them. But then the cable, credit to them, has come out to say that Tinubu is projected to win the APC presidential primary. So the question is, what's your opinion about this particular one? Now, you hear what we have to say about each and every one of them. Tinubu projected to win as APC Titans slug it out for the presidential ticket. You would recall that it was in the news yesterday that the national chairman of the APC went on to announce that Lawan has been chosen as the consensus candidate of the APC, which was later denied by the presidency not to be true. The president is said not to have an anointed candidate for the seat of the president. He's expecting that it should be left open and allow the people, the delegates, to decide. However, the northern governors have come together to agree that power should shift to the south this time, come 2023. However, that has led to the the cutting down or slashing down of names, shortlisting the names of the aspirants to about 4 or 5 of them, which I think has come down to about 3 at the moment left, where we have on the list former governor Lagos State, who I have is or maybe I should begin with the governor of Ekiti State, the current present governor of Ekiti State, Kayode John Fayemi, is one of the standing contestants on that list, which the northern governors are said to have presented to the president. Next to him is the current vice president of Nigeria, Professor Oluyemi Oluleke Osibajo. Professor Oluyemi Oluleke Osibajo is also on that list, then followed by His Excellency and also Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State and also former minister of the Federal Republic, former minister of transportation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and of course he has so many in his CV there. And also followed by the Jagaban let me call him the Jagaban of Nigerian politics. Like I would always say, the Ashiwaju cannot be pushed behind when it comes to politics in Nigeria. And so we'll be looking at these 4 guys, or 4 aspirants, let me put them that way. They are the ones slugging it out at the moment. And the cable has come out to say, with the way things are going, Ashiwaju seems to be the one who is likely to clinch the ticket of the presidential ticket of the APC. However, that you win primaries does not mean that you will win the secondary or the tertiary, if we are to put the election that way. In any case, it is just a step from where we used to be to the next step, and then we keep moving and keep moving. However, also we have been notified that the list has been shortlisted again. Now we have 3 of them on that list, and they are Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, and also Chibuike Rotimi Amechi. And the question now is, what is your opinion? Now we are going to be giving you update as to how things unfold, but then what's your opinion? So far so good. Now that we are already having Tinubu as the one who has been projected to win. Now with these three, what is your opinion? But let's look at what we have in our editorial. The All Progressive Congress is on paper the favorite to win the 2023 presidential election by virtue of being the ruling party. That is why utmost attention was paid to those who bought the presidential nomination form despite the 100 million naira price tag. It was initially presumed that the party would zone its presidential ticket to the south, but Abdullahi Adamo, the national chairman, has been foot dragging. On Monday, he announced Ahmad Lawa, the Senate president, as the consensus candidate, but this was immediately opposed by members of the National Working Committee and the party's governors. President Muhammadu Buhari, who has been tagged the super delegate, was expected to play the most important role in deciding who will be the party's flag bearer, but he has said he would not impose any aspirant, even though many observers doubt his neutrality. Now let's look at Ahmed Bola Tinubu. If the primaries will be without external intervention, Tinubu is the man to beat. This is because of his political structure and war chest. He was the first in the APC to openly declare his presidential interest, which he said has been his lifetime ambition. He also stated reaching out to delegates earlier than others and covered more grounds than the rest, although questions are still being asked about his health and the possibility of a Muslim ticket if he wins. Now, as things stand, the cable projects that Tinubu will win the APC presidential primary. He enjoys massive support in a number of states with high number of delegates, particularly in the north, likely because he has been building the support base for years. The caveat, though, is that Buhari may use his political capital to sway a number of governors to support someone else. Now, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, like I mentioned earlier on, would be is one of those who has been shortlisted who has been shortlisted as consensus candidates. Well, let's see. The former Minister of Transportation has a significant political network dating back to his days as a speaker and governor. He was chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum (NGF). Many would argue that he is the strongest challenger Tinubu faces. With a heavy war chest, he is not lacking in the resources needed to prosecute a campaign. As one of the closest person to Buhari and one who always gets what he wants, Amechi has a good chance either in the ballot or by consensus. As things stand at the moment, there's a projection that in an unrestricted contest, Amechi will pursue Tinubu to the finish line, although the former governor of Lagos State enjoys the advantage of a broader base. APC is not that strong in the South, and this may be used against the likes of Amechi. That may be used against the likes of Amechi. Well, next on our list is the current and the present Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Oluyemi Oluleke Osinbajo, who is one of the top ranking presidential aspirants on the APC's platform. Now, if the APC presidential primary were to be a general election, the vice president will most likely win. Many on the street see him as someone who connects with them. He is there with the people when there is a gas explosion or an attack on the train or a gruesome murder. Many in the offices believe he represents a different kind of a Nigerian leader. Well-educated, suave, and hands-on, Osibajo has also revved up his campaign in the last few weeks and has garnered more support in the process. Many are, however, accusing him of being a religious bigot, an allegation he has always denied. Now, as it stands, the projection is that Osibajo's best chance of winning is for him to be endorsed by Buhari. That seems to be very true. He has improved on his support base in the rundown to the primary election, but it is not significant enough to swing things his way. Well, let's talk about Ahmed Lawan, the current Senate president. Let's talk about him. Well, the Buhari loyalist to the core, the Senate president is a late entrant into the race. Of course, you recall that he entered in very late into the race and is believed to be a strategic participant because the position of the Senate president is likely to be zoned elsewhere if APC wins the presidential election. Lawan had opted not to go back to the Senate and being eyeing governorship in his state, but being a minority from Gasua, Yobe State, he has a better chance of becoming president of Nigeria than being elected governor of his home state. Well, as things stand at the moment, the projection is that except he is not imposed as the preferred candidate, he does not stand any chance of winning the ticket. The attempt to impose him has already set the APC on the path of a crisis, and so of course that will not, it doesn't look like something that is going to happen, you know, in this particular one. Maybe some other time. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens some other time. Let's look at the present governor of Ekiti State, John Kayode Fayemi. By virtue of being the chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum for a number of years now, Fayemi has enjoyed a very good relationship with his governor colleagues who usually hold the ace in primary elections. He is a respected intellectual, bridge builder, and conflict expert. Attributes that will be very useful in rebuilding Nigeria's leadership. Fayemi entered the race a little late, with many speculating that he wanted some assurance before taking the plunge. Well, as things stand, the projection is that if Tinubu is persuaded to withdraw from the race and there is going to be a compromise candidate from the southwest, Fayemi stands a very good chance, especially as his governor's colleagues are on good terms with him. He will only need to get Tinubu not to oppose him. Maybe we should talk about Ogbonaya Christopher Ono, the former Minister of Science and Technology, was a faithful, said to have been a faithful minister, or faithful member rather, of the opposition from 1999 to 2015. When APC won the general election, he claimed to have won a presidential ticket before having come top in the primary election of the All Progressive Party, the APP, in 1999, before stepping down for Olufalaye, the candidate of the APP Alliance for Democracy AD collaboration. Ono is from the same state as David Umahi, governor of Ebonyi State, and this does not do his ambition much good. As things stand at the moment, the projection is that if Buhari were to anoint an aspirant from the southeast, Ono and Emeka Onwajueba would be in strong reckoning. His credentials are sterling, and he has always been a faithful member of both the APP, ANPP, and now the APC. Well, the platform has always been open. Like I would always say, I want you to feel free to drop your comment, make them simple and civil. Well, we will bring you updates as they unfold from the Eagle Square, where the APC will be doing their primaries, later today. Of course, accreditations, because we have thousands of delegates who are doing accreditations. And so we understand that presently Buhari, the president of Nigeria, is meeting with Yaya Bello in Aso Rock, which is coming up hours to the convention. And so we understand that Yaya Bello stormed out of the meeting yesterday when he noticed that things were not going in his favor. Well, I feel the president is trying to talk some stuff into him, and so we'll come back to give you details about that. Well, Fani Kayode is said to be criticizing northern governors at the moment. APC governors stormed the residence of Chairman Adamo around 2 a.m. today. Well, what were they there to do? Well, we will get to know that in a moment, because I know that must have been as a result of his announcement of Ahmad Lawan as the consensus party without all of them agreeing, to that. And so I'm sure they want to resolve that. Well, now coming up here now is the news reaching us now is that the EFCC have positioned themselves around the APC convention on secret operation. They are on secret operation. A top-ranking source within the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has confirmed that the anti-graft agency is currently carrying out a covert investigation to observe delegates' inducement and vote buying at the ongoing presidential primary election of the ruling All Progressive Congress. Of course, we would come back to give you updates. Just so far so good. Just drop your comment based on what we have discussed. Who do you think will eventually emerge, considering the fact that the president has not raised anybody else as his anointed candidate? What do you say? Because whether you believe it or not, what they are doing in Abuja today will determine the fate of this nation, if not for life. If not for life. It's going to determine the fate of this nation. If not for life. Considering the things that are happening around at the moment, we must be very, very careful as to who becomes the president. The person who becomes the next president of Nigeria must be very, very proactive. And very, very intelligent. Very, very sound and healthy. Must be ready to move. Well, thank you very much for watching. This is still Serious Matters on ONIF TV. Like I would always say, please do drop your comment, make them simple. And of course, for those of you who have been dropping your comment, who have been watching our videos, you know that I appreciate you. I would always comment and respond to your comment. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, and sincerely, I really do appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching, and so we will be back again with